Hey everybody. So as we're nearing the halfway point of the NHL season this year, I want to take a look back at some off-season moves from this past summer that I think have worked out really, really well for the teams that made them and the players who are playing really well on new teams. Now, before we get to that, I just quickly want to say, if you're not yet a subscriber to this channel, please hit that subscribe button and give this video a big thumbs up. Hit that like button. As long as you're a fan of hockey and a fan of the NHL, there are videos here for you. I do videos on topics from across the NHL, multiple videos a week. So, yeah, if you're a hockey fan, just hit that subscribe button and follow along. Thank you. So, I picked what my top 5 off-season additions, whether it was through free agency or through trade, for 2018. So this past summer, and these are basically just the guys who I think have had the biggest impact on their new teams and are playing really, really well and making a huge difference for their new teams. So let's take a look. Number 1 is Jeff Skinner for the Buffalo Sabres. Buffalo is surprising everybody this year with how good they are. They're a top 3 team in the Atlantic right now, at least. And so far this season, they have had a great, great year. And Jeff Skinner has been a huge, huge part of that. He has 26 goals already. He's near the top of the league. Not quite as many as Ovechkin, but he's very close to the top of the league in goal scoring. 38 points overall. He's playing fantastic with Jack Eichel, who is also having a tremendous season. I think to this point in the 2018-19 season, the best offseason addition has been Jeff Skinner to the Buffalo Sabres. He has had a massive impact on that team and is one of the main reasons that they're where they are in the standings and as good as they are. Number 2, Jaroslav Halak with the Boston Bruins. This one, I didn't even like this signing when it happened. As a Bruins fan, I thought they should have just kept Anton Khudobin and, rather than paying Halak, which ended up being more money than Khudobin. But Halak has been outstanding. I was 100% wrong about that. Jaro Halak has been a huge, huge addition to the Boston Bruins. And he's taken over the starting spot as goaltender, really. He's played the last 3 games for the Bruins. I assume Tuukka Rask will go tonight in the back-to-back game situation. But Halak has been the better goalie than Tuukka Rask. He's winning more games than Tuukka Rask. His numbers are better than Tuukka Rask. Jaroslav Halak is basically the Boston Bruins starting goaltender at this point, and he has been absolutely outstanding this season. He's 12-5-2 with a .930 save percentage and only a 2.12 goals against. I did not see this coming from Halak. I thought he would come in and be an overpaid backup, but he's taken the starting job away, and he is playing at a very, very high level. He's been absolutely fantastic. So I can't, this has been one of the best free agent signings of the entire offseason and one of the best moves of the entire offseason. What he's brought to the Bruins is really a big reason why Boston is in a playoff spot that they are. He has been an absolute great goaltender for the Boston Bruins. Number 3, Elias Lindholm, Calgary. They got him through trade, and he's been fantastic. Now, he had a really hot start to the year. He's cooled off a little bit in the past few weeks, but still, 17 goals, 22 assists for 39 points for Lindholm in his first, 30-something games with Calgary. He's playing really, really good hockey with Johnny Gaudreau and Sean Monahan on that top line. He's been a great addition to that Calgary team and a huge reason why Calgary's been able to lead the Pacific Division for a good chunk of this season. Calgary has really come out of nowhere and were a non-playoff team last year, and now they're first place in the Pacific. Better than the Sharks, better than the Golden Knights, better than the Oilers. They're having a fantastic season. And Elias Lindholm is a big, big reason why. He's fit in nicely and really produced well offensively for the Calgary Flames. Number 4, John Tavares. Tavares signed that huge $11 million per season contract with Toronto in free agency. Now, he has more points than anyone else on this list. He has 23 goals, 17 assists for 40 points. So you might wonder why he's not higher on the list. But this is more so than strictly points. It's impact on your new team. And Tavares is having a great season. But Toronto was going to be good with or without him. Toronto was going to score a lot of goals and be a highly offensive team with or without John Tavares. So Tavares definitely makes them better, gives them a ridiculous 1-2 punch at center with Tavares and Matthews, but I don't think he's had as big of an impact on his team as Jeff Skinner or Elias Lindholm have. Even though he has more points, I think Toronto is going to be about where they are in the standings either way. Certainly he makes them better, but it's not the same impact where Jeff Skinner has been a main reason why Buffalo has gone from worst team in the league to a playoff team. That there's just more impact there on their new team. So Tavares is a little lower on the list, but he is having a tremendous season. He has been a great pickup for Toronto, and he gives them a ridiculous forward group, especially that top six. That top six is unbelievable. Now with William Nylander back, I mean, I don't think there's another top six like it in the league as far as skill goes. Maybe Tampa Bay, but other than that, I don't think there's anyone else that could really. Well, now I think about it, maybe Winnipeg and Tampa Bay possibly, but I mean, as far as top six forwards go in the NHL, Toronto has got to be near, top 3 without a doubt, along with probably Tampa Bay and Winnipeg. But Tavares is having a very good start to his career in Toronto, and that's good for the Maple Leafs because, he's making a ton of money and he's going to be there for a long time. So it's good to see him having some success. And lastly, number 5, Carter Hutton, Buffalo Sabres. Carter Hutton makes this list just because he gives Buffalo something that they haven't had in a long time, and that is stable, reliable goaltending. Ever since Ryan Miller left Buffalo, and even Miller wasn't all that great at the end of his tenure in Buffalo either, Buffalo has not had real stable goaltending since then, and that was a big reason why they were so bad for as long as they were. They couldn't get anyone to consistently stop pucks. Now, Carter Hutton's record, honestly, isn't all that great. He's 13-10-2, so he's above 500, but only by 3 games. He's lost 10 games already, but it's more about the impact, and Carter Hutton has given them stable starting goaltending. And he's really allowed Ullmark, the backup, to play better, because Ullmark hasn't had to come in and save games. He hasn't had to get put into situations where the team stinks and who's kind of, crapped out already and aren't playing all that well. When Robin Lehner was there last year, they weren't getting consistent goaltending from anybody. And you didn't have that stabilizing force in goal that allows your backup to play better either. Carter Hutton, while his record isn't all that great, he has a .917 save percentage. He has a 2.58 goals against. His numbers are good, and he's a consistent starter. And there are some games where he's flat out, kept Buffalo in it. So Ullmark's been able to play better because Hutton's been a solid goaltender. Hutton, while his record isn't anything spectacular, he's putting up good numbers and he's winning games. And for Buffalo, that's a huge difference. Buffalo's made some really, really good changes this offseason. Skinner has been game-changing offensively. Hutton has changed the game as far as goaltending goes. He's a real NHL starting goalie, and Buffalo hasn't had that in a while. So, as far as impact on a team goes, he's been huge. And Hutton is a big reason why, along with Jeff Skinner, why Buffalo's had the success that they've had this year and been able to be a playoff team and look like a playoff team. So, he's number 5 on the list. Now, there's one guy who's having a very good season personally that you probably are a little surprised not to see on this list, and that's Ryan O'Reilly with the St. Louis Blues. Ryan O'Reilly has been the Blues' best player without a doubt. He's having a great year individually. However, as far as impact on the team goes, that's what kept him off this list. St. Louis sucks. St. Louis absolutely sucks this year. So while O'Reilly himself is having a great season and been a really good addition for the Blues, how much has he helped the team? Not that much, because they're worse than they were last year. So, well, I don't think it's Ryan O'Reilly's fault that the Blues stink. I think there's a lot of other factors that go into that. I couldn't put him on this list ahead of any of these 5 guys, because these 5 guys have helped make their teams better, and their teams are, performing at a better, better than they would without these guys, and better than they did last year without these players. Hutton and Skinner have had a huge impact on Buffalo. Halak has, been huge for the Bruins, and really one of the only reasons that they're still in a playoff spot has been his goaltending. Lindholm has made the Flames better. Tavares makes Toronto better, especially down the middle with that 1-2 punch. Ryan O'Reilly hasn't really made the Blues better. He himself has had a very good year, but he hasn't made the Blues better. So that's why he's not on this list. He's number 6, really. If I made a top 10 list, he would be on it and probably be number 6. But I couldn't put him on this list ahead of any of these 5 guys. So with that, like, comment, share, subscribe, follow on social media, check out offthewallhockey.com. All those links are in the description below. If you'd like to further support this channel, the links to our Patreon and merchandise store are in the description as well. Keep spreading the word about this channel. Let's keep this thing growing. Thank you very much for watching. Hope you enjoyed the video, and I'll talk to you guys soon.